Yo, skipa se. The reason why, but you don't get a perna donkey. Or other way around. The way to just killing thing. Power cuts making everybody blind as to what is the right side of a skipper. South Africa be like. Hangna bit power and over when I get charged phone ready phone. My mom, she's so predictable. So predictable. Like something little camper. I can't even bring that to myself. But South Africa be making people skanky, dirty, nasty. Bang hama hofa. Nama life situation it's because I thought it was hot, ne? Hard knock hot, like even hotter. Because room in a high ventilation. My mom is so predictable. We're gonna be moisturizing my hair, because that's what we need to do. Cheers, coffee. My lifing celebrations. Rona my lifing rana le gas stove. So I khona ho ira di coffee. It's a coffee. Le cremora. Okay, no, there's no cremora in here. Just coffee. My poor Artemis kept sort of a cat. You be thinking that my cat is dying. My mom is so predictable. When she saw that cat collar on the cat, she was like, I'm gonna get embarrassed out here in these streets. People gonna see that thing on the cat and realize that I don't care about my kid and her cat. So she agreed to take the cat to the vet. She agreed to inquire at the veterinarian. But then she got a myriad of advice from friends and this neighbor guy that owns a cat and a dog and all other different kinds of animals. Try first these ways, don't spend too much money. My cat is like distressed. Do you understand? I'm sure I'm avoid on some just yesterday, but now she doesn't know me anymore. My cat, okay, that collar, she was very distressed with it on, and I felt like crap as well. I was so uncomfortable and impatient, and I wanted to find my cat to remove the collar, but my cat ran away from me. But it climbed into Barbara's house and was like, help me remove the collar, please, I'm being abused over here by this random woman. She has no self-respect, no self-control, everything about her is messed up, so now she's trying to mess up my life. So the cat went on SOS on Hondo. Where is that hair tie? Like, it can't, it's in my hair, it's in my head, like, I know, because I got inside guy. Yeah, so the cat collar came off, and Barbara was embarrassed. She did not want that to be the situation. The people, the guy, body corporate the animals, that my cat is injured, has a wound on her, type thing, and so was already walking towards the side to offer assistance to the cat because he's an animal lover. Animal noises you can all understand. He's an animal loving guy, right? This hairband, if I could see it like on me, like somewhere, then I'll be at ease, or it's not in my hair somewhere. I cannot contentment. I usually don't. Like, where is it though? Sure. Like, I don't know, but I don't even have all that much battery power. For the first time in I don't know how long, Barbara finally spoke to me and was like, you don't ask. I told you to ask if you need help. And I'm like, woman, you've been able to see that the cat has got a scab on its back. It's so glaring and so obvious that there is no way under heaven that you wouldn't see it. So you were supposed to come to me and be like, whoa, the cat obviously needs help. But first and foremost. So obviously then, of course, even Mohodima guys, we number thing. This thing, but I can't give up. I can't give up. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it here? Is it on me somewhere? How does a hair tie just like go into the woods? It's like the Bermuda Triangle, eh? The ships and like boats and airplanes just disappear and nobody know where they went, but somebody saw them leave. My hair is so bushy, it's like the Bermuda Triangle. No, I can't just take this. I want to moisturize my hair. Not my hair, not the actual body here, but my scalp. Man, how do you grade this thing? I'm not finding it. Somebody hold me down, Bajong. Hair tie. Hey, Vanna. When is it gonna come out and be like, Rob, I'm here, I'm back? What? Like what? No, guys. You know what it's like? Have you guys ever eaten mumpeto? Like when you're like in bed and then you like decide to like have dinner in bed, and then one day you just like find a pea by your toes. It's like, how did it get there? If you feel anything, like, cause like literally I was eating at the head of my bed, and then there is now a pea at my toes. So maybe I will find this hair tie, like just around my ankle one day, like making like an anklet. I don't know. We're just gonna move on. I get totally like seriously, it's supposed to be here. I'm trying. I can't. I'm going to dealer. This thing was here, guys. It was here. I promise you. It was like that UN song that Beyonce sang. I was here. I lived. I loved. I was here. Or maybe it sprang. It's like and it landed somewhere. And just like, hey, Batum. I was here. I lived. I loved. I was here. Anyway. I gotta show you how in the world I moisturize my hair and then kilo tap. Kimo. Is it? Is that dog? Hey, I'm in. I found probably get a different color. What do you think? Then in that way, I'm not going to struggle with finding the thing. Okay, anyway. So here it was, the animal rescue situation then. Amen. Praise the Lord. It took me DIYing situations for my kitty cat. Okay. Thanks to Missy Elliott, we done, quite that. Missy Elliott. Okay, cool. So it took me, like, having that situation, and then next thing we were traveling to the vet to ask questions, found out what the consultation fee is, what the recommendation is, but we also got plenty counsel from James and Joes on the street that have pets, and the common resonating one voice was that try this thing first, and they all just kind of happened to be in one accord. And I was like, even the Bible says at the witness or the testimony of 2 or 3 counselors, a matter is established. So if 2 or 3 advisors tell you paint your hair blue, maybe you should paint your hair blue. You know what I mean? So if at all we're gonna save some money, then let's do that. You know what I mean? No need to spend copious amounts of money. So we got borrowed a cat, like, carry thingamabobby, thanks to, wonderful neighbors that have animals that are happy to help us use their cats' cages and whatnot. There was no need for that because we went to inquire without the cat being there. That thing was just in case we needed to go and, the thingamabobby with the cat. Oh, this thing is hooking onto my nose ring. Just in case we need to take the cat to the vet, we were going to use it. And we still could use it, but we're just, assessing the situation from now. Like, 2 or 3 people basically advised the exact same thing from different parts of the earth. I kid you not. They're from different parts of the planet, you guys. So 3 continents commented. Except, no, it's not continents. I'm kidding. It's, like, a colleague of my mom's, this neighbor guy. And, some other person that my mother spoke to. They all just gave the same advice. And, literally, it was so eerie and spooky how they were all on one accord. It was quite, what's the word that I'm looking for? Somebody give me that word. When something is just, falling into place, beautifully. That be something. So, no, not so real. Oh my goodness, I hate it when I lose words. They just disappear on me. Whatever. They were all in one accord on this thing. It was spooky the way that they were all in one accord. Apparently some, antiseptic spray that's, usable by people and animals alike. Doesn't really matter. It's called wound heal, or heal wound, or deal with the wound. I don't Everything is running away from my mind. Everything. What do they call it? Wound heal, wound spray. Yes, it's called wound spray. So just let you guys know what I'm about to put on my hair. That's what it is that we do in my life. Why is this one longer than everything? What did I do with it? I don't have time for rubbish. Whoops, now everything's falling apart. When you don't have space all over the show. You can have it. Anyway, so they said this wound spray thing, and keep your cat indoors for during the season, the duration when it needs to heal. Well, I can't keep the cat indoors in here because it will probably feel imprisoned like a rabo. It's on Devil's Island, like Papillon, and it's gonna die. So Barbara, I was able to negotiate with her for the cat to stay indoors going through. Mara, it escaped because we struggled to keep doors closed. So it's run away. Mara, the situation that we employed worked almost instantly. The color, the texture of the wound was instantly healed. Not healed, Mara. It looked better straight away. This what do they call it again? Going to wound heal? Uncanny. That's the word that I was looking for. It's uncanny how it is that everybody was in one accord, given that they were from 3 different parts of Gauteng, fine, not continents, and they don't know each other. They all gave the same counsel. It was uncanny how they were on one accord. So basically for me, I just thought biblical principles. A matter is established with 2 or 3 witnesses, and so I was like, okay, let's try this first instead of taking it to the veterinarian. That's gonna help. So my kitty cat is en route to being made well again, God willing, but the stress and the fever on my forehead. Oh, I had a fever, guys. The fever is gone. The fever's gone. The stress that I was having that my cat is going to down my watch and whatnot, it's gone. Because even if the situation does not get abated by wound spray, it's called wound spray, right? Then we can always just go to the vet. And Barbara has agreed to do that. She's agreed to do a lot of things in the past and then just kind of went back on her promise. But this time around, because I know that she cares about what people think, she's not going to allow my cat to just struggle, just continue to tank, go downhill from there and not improve. It has also been recommended that we get Allergex, regular human Allergex cough spray, and every so often give it to the cat if it's got an allergic reaction, which it presently does more little. So I'm just glad that something is being done for my animal, even though I'm not sure if this thing is a be-all and end-all solution that it's going to work. Bottom line is we're en route to something, something's being done. She's just not being left like that. And so, and I'm not shaking, you know what I mean? That's what I'm grateful for. I don't got to deal with them. And when we went to the discount, I'm fetching it. And I'm laughing directly, busy, but hey, when I work out, get show up, I be looking so spectacular. Hey, like what? I be like, nah. And you be like, ooh, snap, ooh, I dig. Hey, that's me. One last thing. I chew bubble gum when I work out, so I can look like I just got this. This is coming so easily from me. I'm just so naturally talented that I don't have to think about what I'm doing. Hey, bubble gum just makes me look like a pro and a natural. This ain't jack. I didn't take much. And it also makes me look Like, there's nothing more endearing than watching an athlete work out, you know, like these fitness instructors, without breaking a sweat. Or, not so much breaking a sweat, but without looking like they're really struggling. Like, you know, when the people work out, especially like, like, just shake, you can see, like, buckets of sweat falling. And when they walk with your toes, they're, like, limping. And then there comes the fitness instructor, fitness trainer, and there's, like, air, like, wind in the hair, and it's blowing, and she's, like, skipping rope, and her lips are pouted. She's not like, nah, the chick is like, skipping rope. The chick be like squatting, and she's just like, the chick is lifting some heavy iron, steel, metal, gold, whatever might be the thing of choice that is being lifted that's really heavy. Lead, amazi. And she'd be like, at a minimum. And she's looking so glow, and she doesn't have this like dripping sweat like coming down her face, but she's just got like a glow, like a shine, you know, like a little bit of like a pond on her face that's rippling. Hey, the moon looking so fly, while the rest of us have to look like this. Because when I go gymming, I am trying to become a fitness influencer, so I gotta be one of those chicks that have hair flowing and whatnotting type establishment while I do some heavy squats. I gotta have any other facial reaction on my face other than so bubblegum helps me achieve that. It's all a strategy. Bubblegum helps me achieve a seamless effect. It helps me look like this ain't nothing. Like, I do this with like sitting down. I eat breakfast like this. When I'm in the shower, I'm doing this. Like, I'm so fit that I don't breathe heavy when I work out. And even sweating, I don't do it that hectically. I just get a little bit of a glow. That's what I'm saying. I got swag when I work out. And bubblegum goes a long way to magnify that swag. Do you understand? Because like, you be like, but don't nobody need to know that it's painful. Don't nobody need to know you need like a massage therapist from your Timbuktu physio. Don't nobody need to know that you're like 5 minutes away from a hospital gurney. You are killing it in a squat that's killing it for you. Exercise is hard, it is difficult, and it is extremely painful, but if you're going to be an influencer with it, you cannot let that show. It has to look like it just comes so naturally. Like, please, I do the sleeping like this, in a squat, in a squat, like all night long, 8 hours yonking here. Don't move. I gotta look that way. Bubblegum helps me get that right, and wind blowing in my hair helps me get that right, but I don't have the resources to get a fan to help me do that. Whipping hair, facial expressions is the hard knock. I gotta make money so that I don't have to deal with worrying about my cat and then somebody eventually finally decide to come through for my animal because they are too scared what people are gonna think. I cannot continue to run around like that. My older sister and my mom are both here. My older sister is here. In situations, too. The more so do I feel patronized. It's like, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not doing anything with my life. Why are you leaving me like this? And they're just like sitting there. Anyway, so my cat is en route to being better. We were not able to pin her down in the house because she escaped. But at least the wound is being healed, and when she comes back from wherever it is that she's been running around dilly-dallying, I will spray the wound again. Is this another one that's just like looking a little bit longer than I would appreciate? Anyway, whatever. So my cat does not loathe being sprayed with that wound spray, but she loathes being held down. We try to put a bandage on her, like roll it around her body so she doesn't scratch that area. Try so many things, but she's too super uncomfortable. But I figured that spray is enough. According to the body corporate guy, his cat had a whole open gash, and you could see all the way through to the bone, and the weight was so bad, and he used that spray, and it worked. So my cat only has a lesion on the top, and you can't see bone or whatever, but it seems to be spreading because of how it is that she keeps on grooming and scratching at it. But I hope that it's going to get better nonetheless. So that my cat does not feel the need to scratch around there so much anymore, because it's like healing. So we're en route to fixing the animal. Thank you. I will show you the wound sprays in the house at the present moment. I'll show it to you later if there's a power return. If the power comes back, I'll show it to you. But right now I'm running for time because I only have 40% battery. Having used my older sister's like laptop to charge, and also Barbara's car when we were driving to the stores and what have you. I also procured for myself painkillers, guys, for my period, my upcoming period. I knew that I was going to need those, so I got them. I slipped them into the purchases basically, and so now I'm feeling comfortable that I'm set, my cat is going to be set, and it's going to give me lots of joy in my heart to watch my cat get better over the days, and for fur to grow back on a little like spot that's been harmed. That wasn't the intention. I didn't want to come here just for the sake of playing with my hair. I wanted to give you feedback on the cat, but I also wanted to, over and above giving feedback on the cat, show you my moisturization process. What it is that I used to keep itching at bay, because I itch, okay? Yeah, no girl can itch. Like, I've got a sensitive scalp, and it's ridiculous. And when tension dissipates, like when the tightness dissipates, that's when itching really starts to have a field day with me. And I want to show you guys what I do for that. And maybe you'll be edified. I don't know. I moisturize my hair so as to avert product buildup once or twice a week maximum. I don't do it every day. I know they recommend many that moisturize every day, but for me, the way that I moisturize during the week, on days when I don't actually put product in my hair, is through exercise. Like all of my sweat, all those natural juices, like sebum coming from my own scalp, that moisturizes. And also when I shower, I don't put my hair in a shower cap or anything. It's not a big one to fit this anyway. I don't put my hair in a shower cap. I just I put it up in a high bun, and I let the steam come in. That's how I moisturize, like using my own sweat, gross, and water. I then wash my hair once every third week. once every 3 weeks. I used to do it weekly because my scalp was so sensitive that I itched very quickly. But then I gave myself discipline to increase the 1 week to 2 weeks and then to 3 weeks. And the reduction of manipulation of my scalp also reduced the itching, because many of my issues came about as a result of contact dermatitis. In other words, I was just like handling myself too much, and it caused lots of irritation. So just the fewer wash days and the fewer times a week when I wash my hair, the better, the less product buildup that there is. Also, when it comes to DIY hair care at home that does not have preservatives, things like putting like a treatment in it like aloe or fenugreek spray or whatever, I stopped doing that if I don't wash it out. I rather use them as pre-poos because there's no preservative in them, and the microbiome of my scalp is such that if there is a product in there that is not naturally preserved from the store that I've left in, it continues to ferment on my head. And so magnification, basically, I know it's gross, right? Magnification basically of microorganisms on my scalp that then makes my life even more itchy. I've learned, I've grown, and in learning and growing, I realized that if I want to use leave-in fenugreek spray on my scalp, I'm going to have to preserve it with some kind of a preservative, and I don't have preservatives. I'm broke, so I only use them Coca wash day as pre-poos or on the day as some kind of treatment, or I put it inside my leave-in, not my leave-in, but my conditioner that I'm going to wash out. So I am presently using store-bought products at the present moment, and frankly, they're not better than my stuff. I was en route some kind of a journey of starting a hair care line, but I've been stopped because I don't have funding. You get my point, right? And my products work like a monster to flourish my hair. Mara, they don't have very strong shelf lives. I don't have preservative. I don't have any of that stuff. And I'm also kind of lax when it comes to perpetually having to remake them. Like for instance with skincare, because I was also into trying to hook up a skincare line as well. I wanted to do a vitamin C serum, and everybody knows that vitamin C can be quite, it destabilizes very quickly. Like you have to use it like fast and furious, like right now. That's also true with getting your vitamin E. Like orange peels, basically you get a very, very hard knock vitamin C serum. It's good anti-aging. It's an excellent, and the ascorbic acid therein is also an excellent hyperpigmentation handler. It is a tyrosinase inhibitor as well, right? And it was working so well. It makes your skin glow. It makes you pop. It's an, what do you call this? An astringent, so it also reduces pores, stuff like that. Mara, after 3 days, it's like you have to remake it, and I just don't want to have to. The process to make it is, yeah, right? I don't want to have to like peel, first of all, find the orange peels or the lemon peels, whatever might be my desired vitamin C source, and then boil them in the pot, let them cool, and then extract them using a sock, the juices out of it so the pulp is left like on the side, and then use only the serum on your face, and then leave it in the refrigerator for only 3 days, and do that again after 3 days. I was like, what I need is a preservative. If I had a preservative, I could at least have that serum on the shelf for 2 weeks or 3, so I don't have to remake it. So I'm just lazy. So right now I'm using stuff that does not rot quickly because I've got a lot on my plate. My life is rough, and South Africa has made sure that that's also the case. Like really, podcast for 24 hours. Like, wait, what's next? 5, 10 days, 20. Okay, looks like we're Fred and Wilma Flintstone in the Stone Age. Like they're making us live like in the Stone Age right now. Like what? Boiling pots of water in order to make tea because we can't like press a button on a kettle. Imagine, Recreation Gaga, Africa. I want to leave. I'm going to Australia. I'm leaving. Trevor Noah made that joke. It's not a joke anymore. It's not funny. I'm going. Except not to Australia. I want to go to the UK. Moving on. So that's the whole situation, right? So my skincare range has been like stopped dead in its tracks. So too has my hair care range. But if it was up to me, I would put my own hair, like products as moisturizers on my scalp, my own homemade oils as nourishers on my scalp. But you know, I don't have what I need in order to preserve them thoroughly. To make my own oils as well means I have to extract, for instance, if I want aloe vera oil, I have to make an aloe vera extract which has water in it. So oil on its own doesn't have water, so it can linger for very long on the shelf. But what does have problems, what does give you grief, and what does make you a little bit of a no-brainer is water. So if aloe vera does have water naturally in it, and there is a way to extract all the water out of aloe, but it involves so many processes. It involves such a hard knock like process, like of literally lingering over a couple of days. And some of the tools that I would need in order to do that, I don't own. So I can't make my own oils. I cannot, and I also don't have the ingredients. That's the thing. I have to purchase the actual herbs. I have to purchase the hemp. I have to purchase the fenugreek. I have like money. I can not so whole ideal if I were to use my own things and with also very tiny amounts of preservative and not have to add other extra things that you put in there, that people put in there, that the market puts in order to elongate shelf life. I'm not pedantic about a shelf life of like 20 years. All I want is 3 weeks for me. Of course, if I were to start my own product, I would then make sure that my shelf life is about 12 months, which would require more study for me in order to get that done. Mara, for my own personal hair growth, this is what I'm doing. And I was like, everything is being stopped. So this is just a caveat that I'm putting out there. I know it started with a massive introduction. The caveat is this: these are not my ideal products. I would much rather use my own stuff, my own homemade oils, my own homemade hairsprays. I even came up with an LOC in a bottle. In other words, lock method, I.e. liquid oil and cream. I came up with my own LOC in a bottle, but it was not preserved, so I had to throw it out after like 3 or 4 or 5 days. And I'm just like, can't, because the process of extraction of these natural extracts basically from the fruit, from the chia seeds and whatnot, it's just so lengthy, it's laborious, and for you to not be able to preserve it, to not be able to give it a shelf life afterwards, it's like. So there was a time when stuff was working for me, but now I don't have, first of all, the ingredients. I also don't have the ability to preserve, but I have got a nice little settler, I've kind of taken this in my stride. This is what I'm using, and I want to show you what it is that I have settled for. However, my own stuff is better. I know, because it made my hair grow one time like a wildfire. Okay, so let's get straight into it then. You know the liquid oil and cream method, LOC or LCO. I'm pro LCO. I'm liquid cream and then oil. the cream component, that for me is what I leave out for the sake of me not itching. My scalp is very sensitive, and when I put stuff on there, it just wreaks havoc in my life. Creams are very, they're emollients, right? And so things like to just chill in there and swim and make like friends. And they also sometimes take time to dissolve into your hair. And they give you moisture, yes, Mara, they are emollients. And the very thing about emollients is that they nicely mix with everything. I don't know. So I realized that when I've got my hair in my head, I only put cream on wash day, fella, on wash day. The rest of the days in the 3-week cycle that I am going to have my hair in without washing it, it's only liquid and cream. Not cream, oil. Only liquid and oil. Only liquid and oil. Literally just those two. And I leave the cream out in order that product buildup, that's also another thing with cream. It magnifies product buildup more than anything. And product buildup is also one of the biggest reasons why you can itch and you start to like fidget and whatnot. So in order to slow down the product buildup, I don't add cream after wash day. I only add it after wash day. So I gotta wash my hair once every 3 weeks. So in a 2-month period, which is how long it is that I tend to keep my protective styles, I will then wash my hair about 2 to 3 times only. And on that wash day is the only time that I will put a cream in it. But I am a total advocate of grease. I know people don't like grease. Vaseline, petrolatum, anything that's grease-based, I'm pro that, right? So I do grease instead to lock in moisture as opposed to, because the moisture that I've put in, if I put something thick like grease, it keeps the moisture locked in. And if I infrequently moisturize my scalp, I then am less likely to itch. And it has worked like a charm for me. I say that because I do have a relatively bad scalp when it comes to reacting negatively to random stuff on it. I itch like badly, so badly sometimes that I sometimes feel like I want to bring down my hair, everything, cut off everything, and just wash a bald scalp. That's how bad my hair can get when it comes to itching. And so for somebody who's got that level of sensitivity, I understand that. I think it's pioneering for me to be able to not wash my hair every 3 weeks, for 3 weeks, and be okay. And for me to go through a day without being like, I had to figure it out. Again, yeah, there was a time when I thought I had psoriasis. I thought I had ticks. Please, I would go muscalpong saka to like look to see if maybe I can some livestock in my head, like fauna. Do you understand? Microorganisms just like chilling in my head. But then I figured a way out around it. So on my wash day, that's when I will put cream in. And my cream is pretty basic. If it was up to me, I would purchase something really beautiful from the store that has beautiful things, or make my own thing. Mara for me, it's just basic aqueous cream. Like proper bare aqueous cream. And so far as the cream, it's a cream. I put it sometimes the hand lotion with argan oil, yeah, good stuff. I put that in. If it's a cream, if it's got emollient consistency, I use it, right? I'm not pedantic about what's in there, but when it comes to the water and the oil, I am a little bit more particular about that because I need to put stuff in my scalp that actively works on itching, also actively works on growing hair, and also moisturizes, nourishes, does all that stuff type thing. Okay, so the cream I've told you is aqueous cream, and I only put it on wash day, the wash days of which happen during my protective style. Like I don't bring my hair down and then wash it. I wash my hair with the stuff in it, and then I will like literally go from row to row, kicking aqueous cream, like wada. My moisturization process is exactly what it is that I'm about to show you now, minus the aqueous cream in the 3 weeks afterwards. Mara on wash day, it's including aqueous cream. Day before wash day, or just a couple of hours before washing my hair, I may then go in with aloe vera or some other pre-poo. Mara, I have to wash it out, otherwise, right? Cool. Now that I have explained that to you, when it comes then to products that you buy on the market, it's all in the label. It's all in the label. It's all in the product quality. Like you have to read what in the world under heaven is in your product. The fewer the ingredients, the better, first and foremost. Or the higher up the ingredients that are actually really good, beautiful hair ingredients, the better. And I found this cheap oil at Dis-Chem, and I was like, why is it so cheap? I bought it anyway because, sometimes things are cheap aren't necessarily bad quality. It's just that the manufacturer or that particular brand is still trying to crack in the market, and so its prices are relatively low. So I test them anyway, and I tested this thing, and the oil is a violent hair growth booster. I am not even going to lie to you, as well as the spray. But the spray in a peppermint in it, and that irritated my scalp. It's sometimes, and not all the time, but it has these tendencies to irritate my scalp. So I also only applied that spray maybe like 3 or 4 days before washing my hair, or on the day before washing my hair, so that it can like boost my follicles a little bit, wake them up from their slumber, and then I'll wash it out. So I'm careful with the liquid spray, but the oil, I'm pro it. Another downside with the oils that I bought off the shelf from the store is that they're perfumed, and perfumes are entirely wholly unnecessary, and they can also add to irritation. But at this point, I'm limited in terms of what it is that I can get. So this is what it is that I use on my scalp. Things that I found in the house. My mom and my little sister, they all have they just collect. Okay, the city is a little bit more careful, but her product selection, I could show her a few things. It's that basic, right? So whatever it is that I find, I tend to read the ingredients, and if I'm like, okay, I can live with it, I then take that spray and make it my own, and then they can just go and replenish it because now I can annex. They can restock whatever it is that I've taken. So there's a spray set that I have taken, and I've taken it because it is it deals with itching because of the high content of sulfur in it, and also it is an olive oil hair boosting. So I told you that when it comes to oils in my hair, olive is like holy grail. Okay, like yeah, people love. There are others who are pro castor oil, pro coconut oil. I love olive oil. Castor oil makes me itch. even though apparently it's like, yeah, for hair growth it's the biggest and baddest thing in the game. Castor oil makes me itch, and I think it's because it's so thick and it causes product buildup, and coconut oil is just not thick enough. It's like they are both on two extremes, and I found that olive oil is just nice in the middle, nicely in the middle, and it does everything beautifully for me. So I'm pro olive oil, but everybody has their thing, right? When it comes to my scalp, but it has to be extra virgin olive oil. It has to be the real deal. It cannot be anything mixed with all different kinds of other things or like 5% olive oil. But I am not in any position to afford olive oil on its own. I can annex, guys, something like olive oil extract in it, even though it's not quite at the level or quantity or percentage that I would love it to be. If it's there, I'm loving it. I'm killing it. I'm kicking it with it, right? So I took some spray from the house and then the olive oil. And sulfur, the thing about sulfur is it is a booster of hair growth because of what it is that it does for the hair follicle. It keeps the hair in the growth phase, and it makes individual health strands a lot stronger. Not health, but hair strands a lot stronger. So it does not necessarily boost your hair growth or fast track your hair growth. It only keeps it in the growth phase for longer and intensifies the strength of the hair shaft. So basically it makes your hair strong with body, so it doesn't break so easily. And it also has a double whammy effect of also eradicating, I've said also so many times, of eradicating itchiness, and which is something that I struggle with. I don't like the smell of sulfur-8. In high school I used to think the girls in their hair and so badly. Go assembly, I couldn't take it, I couldn't deal, and to this day I still can't. So I am happy to go with any product at all that doesn't have that stench of sulfur-8. And this product that I'm about to show you now gets that down right. It's neutral in the way that it smells, and it has extracts of sulfur in it. But for growth, I get it when I know I'm not on wash day, so I'm just doing water or liquid and oil. And the spray that's liquid I'm about to show you and read you the ingredients list, and the oil I'm also going to read you the ingredients list from the bottle itself, even though I've transferred it over to an applicator. Are you ready? Drum roll. No, but first I have to have a cup of coffee. A sip of my coffee. Drum roll. Now you can drum roll. Very well. Herein lies the situation. It is what do they call it? Pure Royal. And itch treatment, anti-itch treatment, because everything that they buy, why? Because I'm a pro, or at least I'm becoming one. I'm better at figuring out what to buy than everybody here. So I'm just like, you are making uneducated choices. When I think, if only you took me with Halelo shop, doesn't even have to break bank. You just need to know how to read labels. But I was pleasantly surprised by this purchase that they keep making in the house. And I think this purchase was introduced to Barbara, frankly, by Ulisedi, my little sister, who is a little bit better at purchasing decisions than she is, because she's stopped using any other, like the other one, yeah, soft sheen and Carson or whatever, and feel like that makes you itch from here to Timbuktu. This is what in the world under heaven I berikisam. So it's called Pure Oil Anti-Itch Treatment. It's the spray that I use. It's very medicinal. It's therapeutic. It's not just for the sake of spraying. Well, it's like you could totally get this prescribed this by a dermatologist, right? The ingredients are tiny. That's what I like about it. And happy. The other one, anybody has so many millions of ingredients, and if an ingredient list is incomprehensible in terms of, or a bit of a tongue twister in terms of your understanding as to what it is, you must be very careful with stuff like that. If you can read it and know what it is, then I guess you know what exactly you're putting in email is alcohol. So the other sprays in different ingredients, I think the D20,000 and the extracts in the sprays, apparently like avocado or whatever, were so low in the ingredients list that they're basically non-existent. And this here is it's very medicinal. Like it's like it was just made for the purpose of like healing wounds or something. It's not it's not glamorous, but it does the job. That's what I'm trying to explain to you guys. And the ingredients in it: water, of course, because it's water-based, propylene glycol, PEG7 glycerol coco 8, glycerine, polysobate 20, panthenol, tricoslan, sodium shale oil, sulfonate, sulfur, bisanol, and then perfume. Not a fan of perfume, so a little bit more than I would appreciate, but it actually works. It relieves itching. It says here, this is what it claims: actively relieves itching, moisturizes hair and scalp, eliminates flakiness, soothes dry and itchy scalp, prevents hair breakage, deodorizes. I don't care for deodorization. However, what I can vouch for in this list is that it does relieve itching. And as for the moisturization of the hair and scalp, I can't really say that that's what's going on, because I think my oils do more to do that than anything else. Eliminates flakiness. Again, I think that's my oils. Soothes dry and itchy scalp. Yes, that it does. Prevents hair breakage. I don't really know. Deodorizes. Well, I guess, right? It is what it is claiming to do. I thought this thing had olive extract in it. Sorry, 6-in-1 formula with sulfur. Whatever. It doesn't matter. That over there does have sulfur. So because I'm going to be getting my hands all dirty if I put this scalp treatment in, I'm first going to show you the other one, because as soon as I am done applying the stuff, I'm going to turn off the camera. I need to go and wash my hands, because I can't carry on. I can't believe guys. You're South Africa. Okay, sure. I'll go shower. Showering will make sure that I buy more time in this darkness and then get all depressed later on, I guess. Whatever. Right. So this baby over here is this. No, this is, oh no. This is the spray. This is the spray. This is the spray. The oil is in the house. This is really excellent for hair growth, guys. It'll show you some flames if you are not sensitive to methylated stuff. Methylated stuff, like if you're not sensitive to menthol type, very soothing thingamabobbies, it'll do a job for you, because it's got peppermint, and it's also got is it just peppermint in here that's doing this? I'm thinking, what is that other one? eucalyptus ntonyana tse jwalo, where that have that kind of like cooling Vicks Vaporub effect, really go a long way to grow hair. Mara, if you leave it in, it can make you itch and itch and itch if you've got a sensitive scalp. So I would only recommend to use this perhaps as a pre-poo or just a couple of days before your wash day, so that you know that you're going to be washing your hair real soon, because keeping it in can give you problems. Mara, that's how well it's worked for me, right? I've had it though for a very long amount of time, I think 4 months, and it's finished. Mara, I want to actually go in the house and fetch the other oil, this thing, what's in here. This is an oil. I want to read you the ingredients so you can understand just how mind-blowing cheap stuff can be sometimes. Give me a minute. Hello there. I figured out why it is that I thought that this had olive extract in it. It's because its fellow friend from also the same brand, which is a cream moisturizer, has olive extract in it. This is why I mistakenly imagined that this had olive oil in it. But I'm not going to put cream in my hair right now, because I mean, you gotta love this. Look, water, mineral oil, I'm not a fan. Petrolatum, I'm cool with it. Glycerine, sorbitol, olive oil, and then the rest of the ingredients. So olive oil is quite high up in the ingredients list, which is great. This moisturizer, I can't really say that I would recommend it. I've never used it. I use aqueous cream. I just keep things basic. Mara, it's from the same brand as this. I just wanted to show you why I had that Freudian slip. It's due to the fact that I was thinking about rather that product. Anyway, come on, just move over to this side. As when you are lax when it comes to resources, is was sear. Anyway, cool. This is the oil. Everything is properly getting finished in my life. It's a hair growth oil. African Pride. The products are relatively cheap. This in particular, it's not a young brand, but this, like what do they call it again? Edition. This particular product suite, these two are new, so new that I think they're under a year old, so that explains why it is that they're so cheap. That's the only thing that I can think about, because the ingredients list are really excellent across the board in all of them. So this oil, I've already read you the ingredients list, Lana. Let me read you the ingredients list of the spray that I would use as a pre-poo. So you can just be like shocked out of your mind. It's got a lot of Ayurvedic herbs in it, and for such a cheap, it was $30. For such a cheap spray that lasts you as long as it lasted me, this is hella great. Mara, it's heavily perfumed. It smells, it doesn't smell bad, but it's just too perfumed for my liking. Mara, if you're on a mission to grow in Wele, you will get over the smell. And the smell is not heavy. It's not ugly. It's just a lot. It's like, you know, when a girl wears too much perfume, like, tone it down a little bit, girl. And I'm saying, yeah, it's like the fragrance is too heavy. It could have been lighter. But here in last ingredients list, water, it makes sense. It is the spray, right? Propylene glycol, glycerin, PEG8. All right, all of those things just happen to be very uppermost when it comes to ingredients list. I don't know what they are, but they're here. And then this is where it starts to get real deep and intense. Olive oil, right? I'm not going to read you the hard knock labels that nobody can understand. Olea Europea or whatever is apparently olive oil. We're not going to do that. We're just going to read the ones in the brackets. Olive, fruit oil, tea tree. Oh yeah, that's another thing. Tea tree oil. Things like tea tree oil, peppermint, eucalyptus. Very soothing, very stimulating of hair follicles, but if you leave it in, it can really be the bane of your existence. It can cause so much itching. Okay, so olive oil, tea tree oil, peppermint leaf extract, nettle extract, rosemary. I mean, goodness, these are all powerhouses when it comes to hair growth. This thing has done me miraculous. Do you understand? Like, some people be doing you dirty. This has done me miraculous. Okay, rosemary leaf extract, lapa root extract, Betula alba extract, Rosa canina fruit extract, Chondrus carrageenan extract, colt's foot flower extract, wild cherry bark extract, dandelion extract, Sambucus nigra, some other stuff here that I can't pronounce, Purpia extract, Rumix root extract, whatever, brewer's yeast, which by the way is the reason why rice water works so well, fermented stuff works so well on your hair because of, yes, protein, but something about yeast, just like it does with flour, and it makes it rice. I don't know what it is about yeast that does that. Another thing, you know what I think actually is the thing in yeast stuff, anything at all that is fermented will have lots and lots and lots of sulfur in it. You know when you were doing science in school, how it is that sulfur has that stenchy smell, it smells like rotten eggs, like that, that's basically like that yellow substance that is sulfur. In that way, sulfur and brimstone, that's what you're going to be getting burnt with eternally, if at all you find yourself in the lake of fire type thing. It's very highly flammable. I guess maybe that's why hair is so flammable. Marasa sulfur, like I gave you its properties, I told you guys what it does in the hair, improves follicle strength and keeps it in like the growing strength, the growing phase. That's what sulfur does for the body, and so it makes everything really great. Mara sulfur is a byproduct almost inevitably of many of all fermenting things. And given that sulfur, and you know how I also spoke about onion is also very high in sulfur, and that's why it just never says die. It stays as healthy as it does on the kitchen counter. That's why so many people use onion for hair growth as well. It is because of the sulfur. So anything at all that is fermenting will have a byproduct that is sulfuric in its nature. It is going to have sulfur as a byproduct. So I think maybe the reason why brewer's yeast or anything at all that ferments appears to grow hair so well like rice water is probably because of the sulfur, because of the property, what it is that sulfur means for hair growth, for cellular regeneration inside the hair and the strengthening of the cellular wall structure inside the human body, including that of hair shafts and follicles. So I think that's why brewer's yeast is so strong. But again, brewer's yeast is, it's something fermented on your head. If you leave it in there, my goodness. But this has got preservatives in it. It is a product off the shelf. But still, for me, it caused a lot of itching. So I can only use it just a few days prior to, if not the day immediately preceding wash day. So I can just wash it out. But I must first do its job. You know what I mean? Okay, cool. Moving on. And the nice thing as well about these ingredients now is that even if you've got a lot of product built up on your head, like a lot of people want to wash out product out of their hair first before they can do any treatment in order for those treatments to really get taken in by your scalp. The nice thing about things that have peppermint, eucalyptus, tea tree, such like soothing things is they are so potent to just open pores. And even if your scalp is dirty, it's going to work because it's going to open even the pores that have been clogged by your previous product buildup, and so it makes for an excellent pre-poo. A pre-poo is precisely because we call it pre-poo because it is before your shampoo, meaning that you don't take products out but you put a product on. So this would make for a nice little excellent thing to put on your scalp as a baseline for a pre-poo. Like you could put the spray on, it'll open your pores, and then put your aloe vera, and then put your fenugreek spray or whatever, chill with it overnight over a couple of hours, and then wash it out. I hope you're being blessed here with tips and hints. No, this is not Illuminati. It's okay. They steal everything. Okay, cool beans and bananas. Righto. So wild cherry bark extract. I've already come from there. Brewer's yeast. Brewer's yeast, right? Aloe vera or aloe leaf juice is here. Chamomile flower is here, and then lanolin, silk amino acids, and then like some long stuff here. Ooh, whatever. And then PEG12 dimethicone. These are silicones. Some people be like, don't put that stuff on your hair. So maybe that's why this is so cheap. Panthenol, diazoxanone, urea methylparaben. It's got parabens, polyparaben, polysorbate, but it doesn't have sulfates. So I mean, why would it have sulfates? It's not a washing product. But you get my point. Acetaminophen chloride. Okay, if I can't read it, watch why, right? Is that basic? So this is what is in here. It's a powerhouse product. It's really El Cheapo Violent. Olive Pride, you will literally walk right by it because usually they stock it, shelve it right next to Cantu products at the Discam, or at the, like, whatever it is that might be the place where you would buy this. I found it like literally chilling right next to Cantu. And the Cantu shelf is so like walking at you, it's screaming, it's yelling, it's singing a melody, it's yodeling. You want to look at Cantu products because they're so well marketed on YouTube and because they're so freaking expensive. That's just the thing. Like when you see something that's expensive on the shelf, you just want to buy it. But I, of course, am a person that's really price sensitive at the present moment, so I could not respond to the yawning shout of Cantu products. They were too expensive, so I of course navigated horizontally onto the left, my eyes to some of the place that would find me, be within my budget, and I of course was reading labels, and I was shocked out of my mind with socks blown off and everything to find these products. Granted, how excellent the ingredients list is. I was shocked, like right there next to Cantu. So Olive Pride, I'm not against Cantu. I've never tried them, so I can't say pro or con. I'm just a very poor person, and so I can't afford Cantu products. Anyway, but this here was $30. Each of them were $30. So in total, this whole establishment was about $65. Like I would give or take $30. Round off to the nearest 10, find maybe 40. So 80 rands tops for both, and you'll be cool. Like last time I checked, anyway. Maybe they've ever since then increased the price. This here is the spray, and then the oil. Hello. Okay, the oil. Listen to the ingredients, right? Soybean oil, olive oil, wheat germ oil. This is from the top, like the ingredients that are in here. Wheat germ oil, coconut oil, jojoba oil, grapeseed oil. Like, it's ridiculous. Okay, avocado oil, vitamins B2, D, A, E, K, and potassium, horsetail extract, silk amino acids, wheat protein, glycine. What is this? Somebody please help me find my bearings again. Soja, soybean protein, hydrolyzed oat protein. Oat, okay. Hydrolyzed vegetable protein. Some people might argue that hydrolyzed anything is messed up, but I believe that would be for ingestion. But when it comes to topical application, do you? Okay. Vegetable protein, PG propels, whatever. This is when it gets intense. Like I start to like have a little bit of a tongue twister. I bite my tongue then is on the floor, and so right. More silicones, ditrimethicone, and then dye. DNC yellow 11, mind you. What is DNC yellow 11? You be thinking they're putting this stuff only in your hair products or your skincare products. Do you know that these dyes, you also find them in food? Here too. In the United Kingdom, that's why I want to move there. These dyes that can be carcinogenic apparently are illegal according to the government for food. But in South Africa and the US and other random places, they literally dye your hair, not dye your hair, but dye your food with the same things that they use to dye your hair products. And you ingest them. Here too. Y'all must teach yourselves how to read labels. Is that basic? So this like food dye is also in a hair product. Anyway, yellow number 11, CI green number 6, just to give it the product this color. They've got yellow number 11, green number 6, and mind you, yellow number 11 and green number 6 sometimes is used to color your Willards crisps, mazemba, knickknacks, or that very yellow color. You might actually have a yellow number 12 or 13 or 38 or whatever. And for your green snacks or sweetie sale is a greenie that you might be chewing on, the sour worm might have green number whatever. Like the same food, the same dye to make your product look yellow green is in your food. You know, education will help you live a longer life, guys. I'm just saying. Oh my goodness. Anyway, and mind you, another thing about onions is that they are known, medically proven, by the way, to be they're cancer fighting. They can also help with the curing of cancer. They fight against cancer cells type establishment thing. So y'all must teach yourselves how to eat, and y'all must teach yourselves how to be. Y'all must teach yourselves how to read. So y'all can not only cure your cancers but prevent them. and stop consuming yellow number 7 and green number 6 or whatever. Okay, cool, right? So they've also got perfume, okay, fragrance, like lots of it, lanolin oil, benzoate. I would know that because this thing has a very strong smell. That's what's in here. So it's got really excellent ingredients alongside some pretty shady, scaly, kind of questionable ones. What it is that I would do with my own homemade oil is mix a combination of oils without all these other extra preservatives in it. So minus all the other yellow number 6s and 7s and the fragrances, and then just put it on my scalp. That would be ideal. I do have a sensitive scalp, so perfume is not ideal, but you know, my life is what it is, that it is. Who cares? Okay, cool, these are bananas. So that is what it is that you are looking at over here. So if you want your afro to grow, if you want to see miracles, I saw miracles when I promise you, I'm not kidding you, like violent, astronomical hair growth just from using those two. So buy it and see if I'm right. Doing a thing, the Twitter roll, I don't know, dancing on your scalp when before it was just sitting there all stagnated. This stuff works. It works, and it works wonderfully. So in terms of what is that I put on my head, then because this does not have things like peppermint and tea tree in them, they are not going to have, or eucalyptus, like none of those hard knock oils. I can put it on my scalp without facing any irritations, and we're going to do that just now, but not before moisturizing first. I spoke all that long minute just to get to this particular point in the game. I'm surprised my battery's not dead, but I'm not surprised the power's not back on, because South Africa, you don't cease to amaze me, or rather you do. You like that lackluster and boring. Okay. So so that when all of this stuff is all up in my grill trying to threaten my face's thing that it's doing in clearing acne, I will just wash it off with my face washes. Okay, I don't know, you don't want to put moisture on your hair, you don't want to moisturize your scalp before you wash your face. And it's funny because I say that because I used to back in the day, and then I was showering before, like in my morning routine when I was still employed and whatnot. I would shower and then I would moisturize my hair. Worst idea, because these things actually drip down your face and you end up having yeah. So rather wash freaking put your product in your hair and then shower, and try how you go showering if you can to maybe put something around the periphery of your hair so that when the steam kind of moisturizes you, it does not just fall down your face. I don't know, it's worth a while to think about the chronology of how you do things so you can avoid acne in your forehead region. Another also counsel, these things when they fall on your face will give you acne. When you exercise, you must put a sweatband on. You guys might have noticed that I always have a sweatband on. It might not be a sweatband, it has to be cute. Watch. So I put like a beautiful scarf that has got like a bow on it or whatever. Yes, it is for aesthetic effect, but more than anything so it can catch sweat so that my forehead does not break out into those random things. I do let you guys know that I struggle with Malassezia folliculitis, otherwise known as fungal acne, alongside regular P. acnes bacteria. And I did let you guys know that fungal acne is exacerbated by oils. And so after putting oils on your head and you don't put a sweatband on, you are going to find yourself with fungal acne, lots and lots of it, fungal acne on your forehead. You are going to find that as a problem, so you want to wear a sweatband. And exercise also helps with hair growth, so you don't want to leave it out type setup thing. And the beautiful thing about these protective styles is that you don't have to worry too much about frizz. This kind of protective style, of course, if you've got cornrows, you're going to have frizz. You can't win them all, you know. Yeah, and then have to take your protective style out after just 1 week, which is not something that I am trying to do. So let's moisturize. Liquid, cream, and oil, but it's just liquid and oil for me for today. I tend to do this in front of the mirror type establishment. Thank you, one of my bearings. But right now I'm doing things blind for the sake of YouTube. Yes, hey, whatever. I'm trying to grow my brand. Like, people are walking around me like a woman is not losing her entire future. What are you doing? Like, no, you don't get to like make me live a non-life, for crying out loud. Like, you don't get to do that. You see, that's a nice thing about having crochet hairstyles, where it is that you don't have, what do you call that thing? If you don't sew in stuff here like this, you have access to your scalp in that way, in a way that a sew in would not give you access to your scalp, because it would be like this whole sew in that's going across that way, and you're going to have to, like, you know, lift it up just to get to the hair. You do not want to be putting this product on your actual hair. Like on wash days, I wash my hair and I put not leave-in conditioner, but conditioner on it, and that's what makes it all lustrous and shiny and beautiful. Mara, in terms of the sprays and whatnot, I only put maybe on the day that I wash it a thin film of oil, like olive oil or whatever, and I leave it at that. But if you're going to be putting stuff like this, spraying it all over your head, understand that especially during exercise, acne all over your face, it's going to come off. So no need to go and do that on fake hair. Just put in the leave-in conditioner to make it soft, and that's it. Because this hair will always be all up in your face, guys. It will get in your face, so you don't want it to have product on it. So when you apply your what do you call this, spray sako, just make sure that you get on the scalp and not the actual fake hair, because that might just transfer some random funny stuff on you. My lips were slightly red earlier because I had, you know, worn a little bit of lipstick, and now it's like they're boring looking, but it doesn't matter because I'm almost done and you don't have to deal with looking at me being boring anymore. Okay, cool beans and bananas. Oh my goodness, I'm sunny boring. Let me put this on time lapse. Okay, my battery's lasting a lot longer than I anticipated. I have put this all over my head, so now I'm just gonna go in with my fingers just to like massage it in. With the spray, it's just but with the application of the oil, it becomes a lot easier because it has that nozzle that helps you just go right in. I wish I had that nozzle for even the spray, but it's cool. I will be fine. Like having tracks goes such a long way rather than sew-ins, like I said earlier, the sew-in situation, because then it helps you get to where it is that you need to get faster. Cool beans and bananas, and it's nice and warm in that environment. Life should just continue to grow. 3 days, every 3 days, it's that basic, every 3 to 4 days, and that's what I look like after that application on my edges. Kasbari kabui kapawi. Okay, let's go in then. I should have brought tissue here, but I didn't. But guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go get it. Alice in this tiny little room is gonna go get tissue. Okay. Hello. I was not very far away. Okay. So that's the first step, my bobby, and then I just seal it in with oil. What is this? I am tempted to even put in Vaseline because it acts as a really excellent sealant, and temptation shall then become an actual act. This is the one temptation that you must capitulate to, okay? All the temptations just don't, type thing. My hands are grimy and grubby, but that's okay. I'm not digging them inside my coffee, am I? It's just that it's getting cold and I don't want to be dealing with it cold. The perfume that they were talking about is not so harsh. Then why does African Pride have such a hard perfume scent in it? Okay, so what I want to do is add my oil and then seal it in with my grease. This is what's going to keep life super moisturized for a minute. So basically just like moisturization even when there is no moisture coming in. And the oil, this has got humectant products in it, so therefore moisture will continue to be drawn from likely my surrounding environment. Because of how bushy this hair is, there probably will be air bubbles trapped and visible ones at that inside that my scalp will like draw moisture from, and so I'll always be nice and like, you know, zhuzhed up all up in that joint, you know what I mean? If you don't know what I mean, then I don't know, figure it out, okay? Figure it out. That's what Africans must do, because we live in a country that is like all the time. Like, look at this podcast, 24 hours, be like, it's a donut. That's just another thing. I can't just get what I want. Maybe it's ideal because then I'd be fat. No, I'd never be fat. It's not in my genes. I still be in mine now, so I'm not about to get fat. It's like literally not going to happen until that day. Okay. Get fit idea in a coffee. Boom, that's what we do. Okay. The applicator makes life so easy, and if you put it inside an applicator, like for the first time I used to take this net and dunk it on my hands and then put it in, and I used so much product. By the moment I put it inside this little oil squeezy nozzle thing, it made sure that it goes a nice little long way, because one little drop is just enough for one particular like square footage or meterage or centimeterage or millimeterage on your forehead. Not forehead, but your scalp. You don't need that much. That's the thing with oils. It's always less is more, okay? Less is more. Otherwise you'll be a grease ball that's unpleasant to look at. And who wants that, right? So situation be like, the oiling process is so fast in comparison to the spraying process because of this little nozzle key. This little nozzle key just goes so long, so far for a sister. I don't even have to be worried about my tracks because it just goes straight to my scalp. Whereas with the spray, I had to be super worried. The fake hair, the soft dread hair, does not catch the spray for the sake of saving my skin. I mean, this nozzle helps so well, guys. Like this bush, I just go, doop, and this thing is inside the bush. You want to invest in one of these, and they're so cheap at Lifestyle Packing in a minute, whatever, that lifestyle joint. They sell them these in like 6s, and for like a 6-pack, you can get it for like just under $20. Like, it's really cheap. So invest so that you don't have to dunk your oil in your hand like that and then use it from there. That's how much oil I was able to dunk in my hand. I don't know if you can see. You can't. Yeah, that's how much oil is dunked in. That's how much oil comes out at a time. So just in case you feel like you're not doing anything, only put it on your hand to see how much goes out, and then you'll see that you're actually doing something. Nourish, nom nom, nourish, nom nom. My scalp is like, ooh, I want to be a samba chippy, I'm eating. Nom nom, nourish, nom nom. You don't want to neglect the nape, because that's where you're going to have big problems when it comes to 4C hair if you don't super duper take care of that baby. Nourish, nom nom. Nourish, nourish, nom nom. Nourish, nourish, nom nom. Nourish, nourish, nom nom. Nourish, nourish, nom nom, and then burp. Nourish, nourish, nom nom. Nourish, nourish, nom nom nom. Nourish, nourish, nom nom. Nourish, nourish, nom nom. Nourish, nourish, nom nom. Flingstones with the flingstones. Nourish, nourish, nom nom. So Africans be like, yabba dabba doo. Because of constant power cuts. We're living in the stone ages. Nourish, nourish, nom nom. Okay, I need to get to every crack and every crevice. Every crevice and then every crack again. And then I go on right ahead to get some more cracks and crevices. And then you're done. From where did I had oil last? Oops, this thing must not fall on my bed. I just did my bed linen, please. That's how much is left. I've been using this one applicator spray for about 2 months now. It was up here. Remember, I moisturize 2 to 3 times a week. And it's lasted me a lot longer than when I was busy taking it on my hand and putting it there. So you really want to invest in this thing so you don't overkill. Okay, nourish, nourish, nom nom. Nourish, nourish, nom nom. That's what it looks like lana. And then kukhula kukhulisise kuze kukhule some more. And then kukhule khuzishas, and then kukhule again cools. And mase khulile bese kukhula futhi. And maqeda ukukhula bese kukhula over and above it kukhule futhi. And then bese kukhula kukhuleke, and then kukhula again, and then kuyakhula. And then maqeda lapho bese kuyakhula futhi. And then it's just like a whole thing, you know. Yonke kuyakhula nje all over the show. So this is me just like what is this, massaging the oil in to really make it like do what it is that it needs to do. And it's operating as a massage as well. It feels so good. Anyway, whatever. Nourish, nourish, nom nom, nourish, nourish, nom nom, nourish, nourish, nom nom. Now when it comes to grease, Vaseline, again, less is more, even more so than oils. Just put it on your hands like that. Give Vaseline. Petrolatum. Some of y'all might want to go and get some grease that is like, I don't know, olive infused or whatever. I just use the regular good old-fashioned petrolatum Vaseline. And put that much. That's all you need. Put it all over your hands and then go in. Do that. Go in. No need to be taking it on some, you know how we apply grease like people, and then like you like dig in and then you just put in and then another line. No. Put it on your hands like that and then da-da-da-da. It is sealing in that oil and that sulfur, that moisture that we put in the person or in the form of the spray, the liquid spray alongside the oil. You're just sealing them in so that your scalp will stay moisturized for longer. That's what the Vaseline does. It doesn't really have any nutritional value. I don't think it does. What it does is just seal in the nutrients that you've put in there for longer. Keeps your hair moist for longer. Some people are anti-petrolatum, but I'm not, because it's a really great sealant. I can't say that enough. Especially for hair. I can see why you might want to avoid it for your face. Like maybe, I don't know, yeah, don't do it on your face. Even on your body, I don't see why it's a problem, because it makes sure that you are super moisturized all throughout the day. There are products that claim to have 24-hour moisture. No, it's not true. Mara Vaseline, it does. It actually does have 24-hour moisture. Okay, cool. Beans and bananas. And in terms of the health of situation in one oil, it's an oil, and it's called petroleum jelly. I mean, what? Jelly, shmelly, oil, shmoil. I believe that even with petroleum jelly, I used to do it actually with my weaves back in the day when I was still on the come up very young. If I had natural hair, like not natural hair, human hair, if I had like a Brazilian or whatever in, believe it or not, it's a really great hack. Instead of it dying really quickly and it getting all oiled, not oiled, sorry, old. Instead of it getting old, looking scaly, and the wind doesn't even blow through it anymore, I used to put Vaseline on it, like just slobber it, slather it with Vaseline, and it would be kept looking as brand spanking new as it was yesterday. So another method around keeping this fake hair looking new for longer would be to probably just put some Vaseline on it every couple of days. And Vaseline is not going to ransack your skin if it's inside a product like this, if it's inside hair like this, the way that those oils would, or those creams. And it's not also going to come off onto your scalp, onto your face when you shower. Like when your face gets wet, it's a sealant, it's oil and water, don't mix. So Vaseline, or petrolatum, if you want to be pedantic, petrolatum is probably safe for you to use as a moisturizer of your fake hair to keep it from being, what do you call this? Yeah, funny looking over time. But don't do it every day, because then there might be, so you might face challenges with it kind of catching dust and whatnot from the atmosphere, and so therefore you looking kind of scaly and shady and wag and like outlabe. Mara Vaseline, you know, there's one thing that dislodges it from wherever it is at. It's called sulfates. It's called shampoo. It'll come out with shampoo, but it is a nice way to preserve it in the run-up too. Just to give it a glisten and a glow, like I'm doing right now. No need to add more than that. And it's not going to be falling down my face when I shower, because it's Vaseline, for crying out loud. It's not going, unless I put water in it. Give me shampoo or soap, it's not going to come off my hair. Okay. Cookies and bananas. I don't know if I showed you guys the other day what this hair looks like when you do an updo. Now, I'll just show you that briefly, what it looks like at the back if I were to do like one pondweki. And remember, I spoke about, where did I put it? About hair ties, when I was like, when it comes to hair ties and you've got hair like this so it doesn't tangle. You saw how this got caught in my hair and I couldn't find it. I was like Nemo, trying to find Nemo. It was like Waldo or Carmen Sandiego. For crying out loud, you couldn't find it. Well, a big fat scrunchie goes a long way for you in that regard. It not only tangles less, but it's also very hard to get lost like Waldo in your hair. So I want to go and find that scrunchie. I had washed it the other day, but I don't know if I brought it this side. If I didn't, I can't show you what I want to show you. Mara, let us go on ahead and check if it's there. If it's not, then where? Oh my goodness. My goodness. Okay, fine. So I can't find the scrunchie. Yo, Mara, gonna lead to here. Not just analogies, but I want to show people what I mean. They gotta see to believe. So no need to leave them hanging dry and stuff like that. I want to show you what this hair looks like in one big fat updo. Ready, set, go. Brr. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, we declare a thumb wall. No. And this is probably what I'm going to go in the shower with, because I'm about to go in there now. No. Ah, you know your vowels. Yay! No, nee, no. No, nee, no. No, nee, no. No, nee, no. No. No, nee, no. No, nee, no. Ah, no, nee, no. Don't do that to me, you. No, nee, no. No, and these randoms over here, just like grab them and just stuff them somewhere. No. Nose. It's all in. It's a slam dunk. It's all in. Yeah. And there's no tangling. If you want to take it out, it just comes right off. This is actually an idea I literally just walked in right now, okay? Like, who doesn't love a high bun? Hello, my name is Carabo, and I have a high bun. Who doesn't like it? Like, who? Don't come here with your lies. I don't appreciate or respect lies, okay? Don't do it. No. Y'all guys know, me and Edges, it's not that we're not best friends, it's that we just prefer to plait them in so that everything of ours can grow. So we ain't sporting no cute hairline. We are just sporting a high bun. Look at this monster. Just look at this monster. Like, if you don't want to look at it, you don't have to, but I would greatly recommend that you do. Why? Because we're displaying that Jesus got these. Oh. No. Do you guys want this hair? Hey, like, take a lock of my hair, because one day I'm going to be so famous that you're going to want to frame it. Frame a lock of my hair. Fine, don't do it, but you're lost. No. Okay. I've got 20% battery now. That's what I was doing when I was coming close to camera. Like, you know how Apple wants you to 20% top thing. Okay, let me show you in Vietnam. I haven't seen it, ne? So basically, this is a great reveal for all of us. No. Is this thing in the frame of the camera? It better be. No. That's what I look like. I really hope I look impressive. How do I look? Tell me, please. I'm confused and I'm torn. I don't know what to do. How do I look? Please just be honest. Don't lie to a sister. Don't like it when I'm being naughty. been getting a lot of box for years. Now I don't have to deal also with being law too. You know what I mean? No. No. Hands are dirty, gotta wash them. I need you to do a review now. No. They still have no power all these hours down the line. South Africa. This is South Africa. Yeah, got no power. Yeah, they think they so great. Yeah, and they think we're cool. Yeah, 24 hours. Yeah, this is South Africa. Ooh. People are doing their hair in the dark. Yeah, and then there is like a problem. Yeah, and the girl is like, but why though? Yeah, and South Africa's like, I'm not South Africa, girl, why you gotta be like that? What we ever do to you other than be born here? I'm so grateful that I was ever born here. Because now everybody's giving me problem to see with my electricity. And my whole thing in my body over here is flying all over the show. Because I bought it for cheap and now I just want to work my stand. Oh my goodness. I won't stay in one position, you guys. Hey, this like stand on my, what do you call it again? They call it a ring light, yo, but it's not even giving me a ring light because there's no power in it. I think it's all wonky. It's all wonky. It doesn't even work properly because I bought a second hand. But who cares in life? Because we've got oil over there by our neck. And everybody's like, oh, you're looking so greasy. Look, you're making like coming to America. But kid, I was going to go take a shower. So all of a sudden, it's not going to be a problem. And you're going to realize that you spoke too soon. No. So that's what it looks like from the back, you guys. Oh, but am I even in the frame? That's what it looks like. I don't know if I'm in the frame. Like, I'm so insecure about being in the frame. Anyway, cool. So this is South Africa. There's still no power, and I don't know when the power's gonna come back on. And I feel as if I'm gonna be so gangster depressed if it doesn't come back on. But let me go take a shower. And if the power still is not back within, I don't know, the 20 minutes that it will take for me to take a shower and get dressed, then maybe I'll come here and I'll sing a song on some I'm singing in the rain and just singing in the rain when a glorious feeling I'm happy again. I'm laughing at the clouds so high up above, just singing and dancing in the rain. Woo! Yeah, because it's all we can do. South Africa's busy pouring down rain even though the sun is out. What? Power cut 24 hours a day. What kind of rubbish is that? What kind of nonsense is that? Tell me! Hope you've been edified. I'm sounding on the name of Christ Crank. Crowded glory is in a woman's hair. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.